It's the dream of every inventor and venture capitalist, a simple idea that becomes a billion-dollar business. With us this morning, Mark Modzelewski, co-founder of Bang Ventures, and Marissa Mayer, Google Vice President of Search Products and User Experience. Welcome, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us.
You've got a new kind of venture, American Idol meets Silicon Valley. Mark, go ahead and start us off.
Yeah, sure. What we basically have done is, online, ask people to submit their business ideas to us. We're going to have a bunch of expert judges, ranging from folks like Marissa to people like Leah Pounce, who just recently started that startup, to Kurt Schilling, baseball star and owner of his own video game company. Going to review them, give a report card basically, and then when we get down to the final 20, the audience is going to vote on which 3 we fund and develop next summer.
And Marissa, then Google's going to buy them?
Well, possibly. I think that we're really excited about this contest because we really like the idea of being able to see what's new and interesting and where the innovation is going to come from.
It might be the stuff that doesn't even make it into the finals that nonetheless could turn into a business, right? It's not like there's only 3 good startups out there?
That's right. I think we're really going to see a lot of different companies in a lot of different spaces, hopefully natural language, some mashups, a lot of dynamic and social applications. Hopefully there'll be a wide range in the contest.
Right. I mean, Google has actually made it far easier for startups to get going without venture capital funding, right? They can do Google AdSense and bring in some revenue right away. What do you think the state of the startup is today in the Valley?
The state of the startup, it's sort of a mixed state. If you've done a startup before, you can probably get money pretty quickly. If you haven't done a startup before, pretty much no chance still to get the money together. Startups are in a very good position, though, now. You can have something to be disruptive like Facebook because somebody can get going with very little money because of how lightweight the software is, how much easier it is now to get going with things like AdSense and other means of getting some revenue in the door and get bigger a lot quicker and with a lot less help. The help still needs to be there.
Is Facebook, I won't even ask Marissa this because she's not going to be allowed to comment on a company that she's going to crush. But is Facebook overvalued? Is Facebook too hyped at this point? I think the latest valuations are 10 billion, 15 billion for a company with 100 million, 150 million in revenue. Is it too much?
I think everyone's doing the same thing. They're hoping for the future and they're going on that. If you look at actual revenue models, I don't know if I'd ask my mom to put her money there. That's usually the test I try to give things.
You know, Marissa, when Sergey and Larry got together, they weren't thinking, let's create a company that can get bought by Microsoft. And yet a lot of startups today in Silicon Valley, aren't they kind of thinking, let's create a company that can get bought by Google?
It's possible. I mean, I think that every company has a different exit strategy. And for Larry and Sergey, they really did want to build a company that would last the long term, provide a lot of value for end users, and be a really valuable service. But certainly there's a lot of companies that provide a great technology that another company can build on and are really good acquisition targets. So it really depends on your strategy.
Do you have like 2 or 3 traits that a startup needs to make it today? Like what's in the DNA to make a successful startup?
Sure. Well, we think that focusing on the users, ultimately working on something that really matters to people, where they use it every single day, matters. I think that the strength of the original founding team and the early players often really help define the overall trajectory of a startup. And you want to focus on building a technology that can be deployed in a bunch of different ways. So maybe it's ultimately deployed in the way that you originally intended, sort of like Google AdWords that show up on our search results. But our ad technology also is useful in things like AdSense that runs all over the web. And I think that some of the strongest companies I've seen lately actually have this kind of technology that can be repositioned that way.
Okay, Mark, let's give you a chance to plug your venture more. This American Idol meets Silicon Valley thing here. You've got Kurt Schilling as one of the judges, actually?
Absolutely. Kurt actually runs a video game company called 38 Pitches, which has a lot of 38 Studios. 38 Pitches is his blog, which is getting a lot of buzz right now. He started with Todd McFarlane, who did the Spawn series and many of great comic books and movies and things along those lines. So they're operating out of Boston right now, just outside, and they're one of the many.
And where do users tune in to watch the competition and vote? They get to vote?
You actually just go to youbethevc.com, spell it out, YOUBEVC.
youbethevc.com.
You go in there, there's an application, you just fill out your business idea, and then from there, again, it goes through the various cut stages.
And then if you're lucky, Google will come in and either buy you or crush you. Thank you very much.
Actually, possibly be happy.
Okay, thanks, Marissa. Thanks a lot, Mark.
Thank you.
Tech, we've just had a discussion about tech. I just want to mention Corning real quickly. $23 is the bid after a close at $21.40.